Hi, everybody. I don't think I need any introduction here. This is the King of Queens, if you will. You'll always be the King of Queens to me.
I
I was
like that.
the King of Hearts, so we're working together. But this is Kevin James, who's nice enough to talk with us today. And before he talks with us, I got to tell you, a lot of people think that Fred Astaire is a great dancer, and other people think Gene Kelly. But my favorite movie, my all-time favorite movie dance scene, is you and Will Smith. I mean, that is like I just think of it and I just start smiling. So
Right.
in times like this, you make me smile just thinking about you.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it brings back good memories. I just talked to him today. Actually, he's got a show that he's doing, and we had an interview, and we were just talking about how much fun that was, and it was about, man, it was almost like 20 years ago, almost
It
like
seems
15.
like yesterday, but
Yeah, it's great.
anytime I tell anybody that, we just smile. It's just the greatest dance scene.
That's
But the other thing I wanted to just mention about you before we get started, and we're here talking to try to raise money for Long Islanders, for
yeah,
Long Island. And, you know, when I met Kevin the first time, it wasn't a pleasant time. His mom was pretty sick. And,
yeah,
you know, I see a lot of patients throughout 30, 40 years I've been practicing, and families react in different ways. And Kevin's mom had so many complex things wrong with it. God willing, she did well and went home and is fine right now. But at the time, there was so many things going on with her. And when you speak to some patients' families, you never know how they're going to react. And the one thing that was impressive, I mean, Kevin James, a big famous guy, he's someone who didn't overreact. He took all the information I gave him, integrated that information, and asked extremely appropriate, caring questions, but not emotional, demanding this, demanding that. He never demanded anything from any staff member. He treated everybody the same. And what I was most impressed about you is how smart you are. I don't know anything about your professional life in terms of how smart it takes to be a comedian, but as a human being, the things that I discussed with you and you integrated it and really came up with amazing questions. I was extraordinarily impressed. And I don't know if I ever told you that, but it was very impressive.
it's very sweet of you. But I got to say that really it's your to your credit because coming in on a situation like that. I remember the day I walked in on that, and there were so many problems. And my mother, she was beyond, she was beyond gone. It didn't look good. I saw a look at my mother's face that I've, obviously never seen before. And it was crazy because people were running around and things are going on and questions. And me and my brother were there and my sister. And it was you who, I mean, it was a true leadership situation where you didn't sugarcoat things. You just said, this is what we got to do. And it was like watching like Tom Brady, like a master quarterback, just take over a whole situation. And throughout that whole process, that's what blew me away about you is how because you had everybody from her, from her liver, they had to watch her kidneys, her and this and that. And each doctor's got their own little specialty that they have to work on. And you being in cardiology, which the way you handled all of that and our family, and I've got to say, I've never, ever, the caring and then the phone calls, and it can never be easy with any family, I'm sure. But it was incredible what you did, the effort you put it in, and I'll never ever forget it. And it absolutely saved my mom's life.
Thank you.
So I thank you.
I appreciate that. But now let's talk about you and what you're doing. So you are in the entertainment business, and now I see it looks like you're in a two-car garage there, at least there behind, right?
Yes. Yeah, I
And
shelled up in here.
right, so you're inside, you're stuck in a garage, but what do you do when this is over or when it gets over? Have you been in communication with the people because you do live entertainment, you're doing TV and things like that? Have you been in touch with industry to figure out how you guys are going to react with this when it's over?
Well, it's funny because the stand up right now has been put on hold for obvious reasons because it's a big group gathering, of people, and you don't want to risk doing that and have anybody get sick. So that's kind of put on hold for right now, and I don't know where the end is for that and when we'll be able to get back to that. It was interesting. I just talked to Ted Sarandos, who he runs Netflix. He's the main guy at Netflix, and we have a show that we shoot here on Long Island at the Gold Coast Studios right now. It's a NASCAR-based TV show sitcom that we're doing for Netflix, and he was he sounded pretty positive about like hopefully getting us back there pretty soon and in a certain way because of the fact that look, the show employs, there's a bunch of people that that help with the show and that put the show together. I mean, hundreds. But when we're filming over there, with our crew and our producers and writers, there is a way to get like a limited group, you know, and we do shoot in front of a live audience, which we wouldn't now. He said if we can get back, and it's a matter of, you know, if you could at some point get a everybody safely in there and controlled, and no one's everybody's tested and you know everybody's clear. There may be a way to get back to it pretty soon as a, you know, as a way of doing it. You know,
I would
it's
think
much.
so. Yeah,
Go ahead.
on Netflix. I'm sorry, on Netflix. You know, if you get people tested and when they're not acting in front of the camera, they have a mask on and gloves. I see no reason why you guys couldn't get back to work because no one's running back to a movie and things like Netflix or all these streaming things. That's going to be the future of entertainment, at least in the next several months for America.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really is, and they need product like anybody else. But yeah, it's a controlled thing. And whereas even if you're shooting a movie, you're out in different locations with different people coming in and different characters. A sitcom is at least controlled in that way that you have the same people every day, and that you can kind of, you know, quarantine in a way yourselves and still get some work done. But you know, it's yet to happen.
I don't know if you could talk about it, but this is going to be a series on Netflix or
Yes.
one.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's called The Crew. It's a NASCAR sitcom, and it's really, really great. Well done. The sets are amazing, and it's a credible opportunity, man. It's a lot of fun. Great
Are
cast.
you on the crew or are you the driver?
I'm the pit. I got to remember this because I always say
Pit
it wrong.
boss?
I'm the pit chief. The pit
Pit
boss is Vegas. That would be one of those guys. Yeah, I'm the crew chief. That's what I am. So I run the shop, you know, and all the race car drivers and stuff like that. And it's really an interesting world that I've been growing, you know, more and more close to. I've always kind of been a fan on the outside, and even I remember as a kid drawing pictures of Richard Petty's number 43 car, but I never knew much about racing. And you know, just here on Long Island, you don't grow up with NASCAR really. I mean, typically.
I had a Matchbox car once.
Yeah, that was me. That was about the extent of it. And the more I learned about it and found out about, you know, and follow the sport as I was going on, and it's fascinating how it works. You know, I always just thought it was people just racing around a track, and it's all right. First guy wins after 400 laps. But it's amazing the sport, learning about that and the strategies and stuff, and it's an incredible world.
When do you think that's going to be airing? You have any idea? Or
Well, hopefully it was going to be airing in September, and hopefully it still will be. We can hopefully still make it if again, it depends on what happens with the world. If we're, you know,
I'm looking
really,
forward to seeing it, and I
yeah,
really can't thank you enough for spending just a couple of moments with us here today.
no
And
problem.
you know, anyone who loves Kevin the way I love him, think about Long Island and help us out. And I wish you and your family the best. And
Thank you.
can't wait to see you in the pit.
Anything for you. I'm telling you, you're the greatest, and I know what you're working on now. You're selfless, and it's really fantastic to have people like you in the world. Thank you, Doc.